So you're telling me you can't get cinematic footage with a GoPro? Really? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sammy from Sammy-Jo, and today we are showing you how you can create cinematic footage with your GoPro Hero 7 Black. There's a big misconception out there that this little thing, just because it's small, is just a toy, but I'm here to tell you that it is a very useful filmmaking tool. I have been told over and over, oh, you can't get professional footage with that, can you? Like, yeah, you can. You can get really amazing footage with it too, actually. If you haven't been using it, you should be using it. So my whole process for shooting cinematic footage has 3 different steps. So the first is your camera settings, going in your camera and making sure you have the right settings. The second step is actually going out and shooting and the way you shoot. And the third is how you edit and post-processing with all the footage. So we're going to take it step by step and show you how to do it. So before we get started, if you find this video helpful at any moment and you love GoPros as much as I do, you should like and subscribe down below so you see more videos coming out soon. Alright, so let's dive into the tutorial. So the first step that we're going to go into is your settings. So there's a lot of settings that you want to make sure are right to shoot in a cinematic way, and I'm gonna put them on the screen here, and we're just going to go over the settings and how to get them. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is turn your Pro Tune on. What this will do, it'll give you a lot more settings that you're able to mess with in your camera. One of the first things you want to do is you want to set your color profile to flat, and when you do this, it's going to kind of just look like a very washed out gray mush, but when you take this into post-processing, you're able to bring out the colors a little bit more fully and you just have a clean slate. It's like working with a blank canvas when you go into the editing process, and you can bring out different colors, different shadows and highlights, and it's just a lot easier of a process. So one of the first things you want to make sure is on is your hyper smooth stabilization. That is it'll really help you get a more smooth cinematic feel. So before you start shooting, make sure that that is turned on as well. The next thing you want to do is you want to set your ISO to around 400, nothing more than that, just so no matter what situation you are, it'll make sure that you don't have a whole lot of noise in your footage. You want to keep your sharpness low so that you have a clean file. You can always sharpen your video in post-processing as well. And for a more cinematic look, I like shooting in linear, then you don't have any distortion. Now, depending on what you're shooting, you can go back and forth, but I find that shooting in linear gives you a much more cinematic feel. You want to keep your shutter speed at usually a high frame rate so that you are able to slow your footage down. As for resolution, I usually stick at 2.7K and 60 frames per second, and that way I am able to still use the hyper smooth stabilization that's on the Hero 7 Black and be able to slow down that footage pretty well too. Now, once you've got all of those settings set up, it's time to go out and film. So for me, the settings are the hard part and making sure I get all that right, and when you get out to film, it's the fun part. So when you film, make sure to take advantage of this camera. This thing is so small and get the coolest angles. So use it to your advantage and get different angles. That's one of the best parts of using a GoPro. With the stabilization, it actually makes it pretty easy to get really smooth footage now as well. But another thing you want to do when you're filming, you want to almost smoothen your motion even more. I like using a little selfie stick with it, and I can kind of, it just smooths it out even more, so it's like buttery smooth footage by the end. And the other thing you want to think about when you're out filming is think about what you're going to create afterwards. Like, what is your final video going to look like? I like doing cool in-camera transitions where you can like kind of go like this and then jerk it to the one side, and then the next clip will be like one that's going in that motion. So connect your footage so it kind of flows in the directions that your camera is going in. So think about your edit, think about what kind of feel you want. You want to have a really fast feel or really slow cinematic feel, you know, get an idea in your head and try to film for what you're going to be editing. Alright, now we're at step 3, and this is where the magic happens. We are going to edit all of this footage and make it cinematic as hell and just look super awesome. So the first thing you want to do when you start editing, before you start editing, you want to find some really cool music that you can pair your footage with. Sometimes I say that the footage really makes the video because I'll listen to the music and find clips that match different parts of that song, and it kind of helps form the video. So get a really cool song, get an idea of what do you want, an action video where everything's fast-paced and moving, or do you want something more slow and floating feeling, you know, get an idea of what you want. So once you get the song that you're thinking of, you want to just listen and kind of look at your clips and think, oh, this clip, the song speeds up here, and this clip, it slowly speeds up in this video, so maybe pair that with that section. So just rough cut and place things where they fit a little bit more naturally. It just helps get the creative process going. There'll be times where maybe the music slows down and you want to make a really cool slow-mo shot of someone running, or, you know, so that's my next tip, is to slow your footage down. There's nothing more cinematic than a good slow-mo shot of it. It sends goosebumps down my spine. I love slow-mo footage. So that's why I say shoot a high frame rate so you can always slow your footage down. And then the last step, this is where it really starts to come together, is to color grade. So some of you might not know what color grading is. It can really just make your footage pop. So what color grading is, remember when I had you shoot in a flat profile, so all your footage is kind of gray and it doesn't look the best. So what color grading does, it makes all those colors pop out. And say you want to really enhance my blue eyes, but you want to hide my green jacket, or you don't want the purple wall in the background, you can say purples, you're out of here. You can do full manipulation of all your footage, which is really cool. You can give it a different feel. I recently did a GoPro cinematic video, check it out if you haven't, in the snow, and I made sure I really brought out those whites and the contrast with it, because it was really beautiful that way, instead of doing a lot of color, because it's not a very colorful situation, it's more of a black and white contrasty situation. So let's jump into my computer real quick so I can show you quickly how to do this. Hey guys, so welcome to my computer. So I'm just going to be showing you basic color grading, super basic. So this is just kind of showing you how to get it started. I'd look up other video tutorials on how to go more in depth. And if you guys would like a video tutorial that goes more in depth, comment down below, let me know, and maybe I'll make one. Okay, so how we're starting out, we are using Premiere Pro, but I believe you can color grade in just about any software. So this is only for Premiere Pro. So what you do is you go up to the color tab here. So there's a couple of different things that you can do. This is the video I'm editing right now that you're actually probably watching right now. So there's two different things you can do. You can do it manually, or you can use a LUT. A LUT is basically like a filter, like an Instagram filter you put over a photo. This is a filter that you're putting over a photo. So a lot of times it's actually the easiest way, and it gives you a really cinematic look. You can find free ones online. Some people sell theirs, and they usually look really cool. So if you just want a cinematic look, oh god, that face. If you just want a cinematic look, this is an easy way, but say you want to get rid of different colors, you can do that too. But first I'm just going to show you how you can get a LUT. So what you want to do is you want to come over to Creative, and then you go to Look. Now I believe Premiere Pro has several LUTs that automatically come, and then you can download them and use your own personal ones, and you can actually create your own ones too. So see how it just changes the whole footage? You guys get to see my horrible outtakes that I don't put in the video. So if you want a more warm look, and the thing is, you don't have to exactly have this. So say this is just a little too intense for you. You can just bring the intensity down so it's like a light warm glow. So these are already pre-made LUTs that are saved in here. So say we want to browse to some that I have on my computer. see, LUTs. So let's see, let's go to free LUTs. Teal and orange LUT. I like this one. Playing now, it's a little intense, but these are ones I've downloaded off the internet, and I think they look pretty cool. So yeah, those are LUTs. Now, if you want to create your own, you just go to basic correction. You can play with all these settings, kind of like how you would in Lightroom. So now, once you've done that, you have your own custom LUT. And say you just want to make it a little bit color correct, you can make it a little cooler or a little warmer. So yeah, that's pretty much a basic tutorial on how to color grade. Again, I'd look up more in depth if you want to really go in depth with this, and let me know below if you guys would like a more in-depth tutorial on this. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. So once you're done color grading, the last thing to do is to revise, to watch it, make sure everything flows the way you want, and so maybe just do some touch-ups here and there, and by the time you're done, you should have a perfectly edited cinematic piece. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you haven't yet, please make sure to like and subscribe below. I make lots of different videos on GoPro tutorials, filmmaking tutorials, travel videos, all that fun stuff. So make sure to join our little family below to see more videos that I have coming up soon. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them below. Keep on creating and have a good day, guys. Bye.